Pastor Ross another round of applause for allowing this kind of service. I must say that there never has been a time when I have been more proud of being black than today. Certainly, I love myself some black folks, and God has blessed us. He has kissed us with His wisdom and His beauty, and I shall never forget the example that Brother Muhammad gave us when he talked about the shape of the African continent and preference and wives. And so I've just enjoyed so much here today, and it's just been so delightful just to be a part of this. And the only crime that we could commit is that if we do not continue in this kind of brotherhood and fellowship. God has blessed us immensely as a people, and certainly we must not let all the blessings that God has given us go to waste. Those of us who are older, those of us who are fathers, must reach back to our sons who are the seed of our nation, and the next time that we gather, we ought to bring them along with us. Certainly iron sharpens iron, and certainly each of us who are over the age of 50 ought to be in the process of mentoring our young black brothers who have been targeted by the police and other civil authorities, and therefore are a most endangered species. I want to say to the brother here, you shared something that I wanted to do today. Certainly, this is a topic that every day of my life I address. It has become my life's work, and that is strengthening the African American male and to empower the African American male with that which God has already put in us. And so this is just an extension of my life's work, as the chief aim of that which God has called me to do has been to strengthen the African American male. And Psalm 133 says, "Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity." But I want to do something today that this brother suggested, Brother Weaver Bay suggested, and that is to stand aside and let a younger brother come forth, because we must be in the process of developing those persons who have come, who will come after us. And therefore, if we are not developing others, our work will die with us. And so I'd like for Brother Gilbert to come, a young brother, a brother who works in the hood with young black men, to come and to share a word. And then before we adjourn, Brother Johnson, I would love to have Brother Shawade Kadar, who is a filmmaker. He and I met over 15 years ago, I believe, and he was a committed Muslim, and I, being a committed Christian, we had many debates, and then we understood and we came to an agreement that in order to be a good Christian, you must be a Muslim. In order to be a good Muslim, you must be a Christian. And so we all come together. And so therefore, we're not adversaries, but we ought to be allies in this fight. And so I'd love for him to have some closing words. He is a filmmaker. He calls himself God's filmmaker. And what we want to do is to chronicle what we're trying to do in moving black men forward in a feature motion picture. He and I have come together. We produced 2 feature films, and we're working on several others, but he is God's filmmaker. You may have heard about him when he produced the film Straight Up Go-Go. We have worked on 2 films, one that I had written and he put it to film. And so before we close, I would love to have him just have a word, because he and we came together and we found that we have more in common than we have in differences. But now, please, could you just stand on your feet? Welcome Brother George Gilbert, who's going to come